data reveals Lewis could have the same struggles he had at Mercedes. Russell claims he can be an 8-time champion after managing to beat Lewis last season, and Verstappen is ready to boycott Drive to survive again. Let's get into the latest F1 news. Lewis Hamilton is gearing up for an exciting new chapter in his illustrious career as he prepares for his debut season with Ferrari. The much-anticipated Ferrari SF25, however, has raised some eyebrows and concerns, as it currently isn't perceived as a significant upgrade from the problematic Mercedes car that Hamilton drove last season. Recent assessments from former F1 technical director Gary Anderson indicate that the Ferrari SF25 wasn't as driver-friendly as one would hope during the recent pre-season testing in Bahrain. With Hamilton set to hit the track next weekend for the Australian Grand Prix, the opening race of the F1 2025 season, expectations are high, yet the SF25 seems to carry over some of the challenges Hamilton faced with Mercedes. For over a decade at Mercedes, Hamilton achieved remarkable milestones, equaling Michael Schumacher's record of 7 world championships and surpassing 100 career wins. However, in the past season, he faced significant hurdles, managing only 2 victories while contending with the difficulties posed by F1's ground effect regulations. Hamilton's transition to Ferrari has reignited excitement among fans, as many believe this move could be Hamilton's pathway to securing a historic 8th title. Yet, evaluations of the SF25 during testing revealed aspects that could hinder his quest. Many are beginning to wonder if this new Ferrari can truly provide the support and performance Hamilton needs, especially considering the problematic traits echoed from the Mercedes experience. One of the main issues highlighted involves how different vehicles respond to driver input. Anderson noted that the characteristics of the SF25 might not align with Hamilton's driving style. He prefers cars that offer stability, which could help him leverage his talents to achieve maximum performance. Unfortunately, during the Bahrain test, the SF25 didn't seem to provide that type of feedback. It appeared restless on the track, causing Hamilton to handle a few off-track moments. The nuances of car handling are crucial in F1, especially for a seasoned driver like Hamilton. When he experiences unease while driving, it's indicative of a deeper issue with the car's responsiveness. If the early signs suggest that the SF25 lacks the driver-friendly features Hamilton craves, this could pose challenges throughout the upcoming season. As the world gears up for the races ahead, the spotlight is firmly on Hamilton and his new team. This journey promises to be both tumultuous and thrilling, and fans are eagerly awaiting how he adapts and conquers, given the initial setbacks reported during testing. While it's early days, the feedback gathered thus far raises questions about whether the SF25 will propel Hamilton's ambitions or become yet another challenge on his path to greatness. As the dust settles on the initial race tests, both Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc are grappling with the unpredictability of the Ferrari SF25. Leclerc recently opened up about his struggles, describing the car's behavior during the Bahrain tests as unexpected and unpredictable. Reports have indicated that the recent modifications, such as the switch back to a pull rod front suspension, have altered the car's balance, shifting it from an oversteer to a more challenging understeer. Ferrari's technical team, headed by Loic Serra, is leaving nothing to chance as they work tirelessly to identify and rectify these issues ahead of the Australian Grand Prix. The team's efforts will aim to not only regain Leclerc's confidence, but also ensure that the SF25 continues to evolve throughout the season. Alex Brundle, noted racing driver and commentator, has voiced his concerns about the SF25's handling during testing. He remarked that the car looked really nasty on track, particularly during key turns. Brundle highlighted Hamilton's struggle to keep the car stable in windy conditions, emphasizing that while Hamilton has potential for improvement, the car's performance is currently a challenge. In the eyes of Red Bull's Helmut Marko, the dynamic between Hamilton and Leclerc is sparking intrigue. This juxtaposition of talent raises compelling questions about performance as rival teams look to capitalize on Ferrari's hurdles. Meanwhile, George Russell has reinforced his determination to challenge Hamilton, asserting that he's prepared to face whatever lies ahead in the 2025 season. Having already taken on Hamilton at Mercedes, Russell's focus now shifts to Andrea Kimi Antonelli, indicating his ambition to cement his place as a leading driver. Despite the ongoing uncertainty around the SF25, Hamilton has confessed he never expected to drive for Ferrari, especially when signing his recent contract with Mercedes. With each passing race, the competition intensifies, and as the F1 season unfolds, both on-track performance and team dynamics will be pivotal in determining who ultimately reigns supreme. Stay tuned as we bring you the latest updates and insights from the world of Formula One. Max Verstappen was all smiles as he watched Lando Norris snatch victory at the Miami Grand Prix, a moment that many thought would spark a rivalry. However, controversy arose when the Netflix series Drive to Survive depicted Verstappen as upset over Norris's win, a portrayal that the Dutch driver finds to be quite misleading. This past season, Verstappen's fierce competition with Norris reached a peak, with Max ultimately claiming the world championship after a thrilling battle. Despite winning 4 of the first 5 races, Verstappen was outrun in Miami, where Norris celebrated his inaugural win, crossing the line 7.6 seconds ahead of the Red Bull star. In the recent season of Drive to Survive, viewers saw a downcast Verstappen juxtaposed against the elation of Norris and his McLaren team. Jenson Button remarked that, given Verstappen's competitive nature, he expected the Dutchman would feel like a failure after missing out on victory. The episodes showed Norris celebrating with his family while Verstappen appeared with his head down, leaning against a wall, looking dejected. However, Verstappen has publicly challenged this narrative. During a Twitch stream, he humorously stated that he had a fantastic night after the race and didn't understand why the show painted him in such a negative light. "Apparently, I was very sad after Miami," he quipped, emphasizing that the reality was far from the dramatized version presented by Drive to Survive. The backlash didn't end with Verstappen. Fans shared their frustrations too, with many highlighting that they witnessed his genuine happiness for Norris during the live event. One fan pointed out that contrary to the series' depiction, Verstappen celebrated with his friend and even hit the club scene afterward. The portrayal has sparked discussions not only about the series' editing choices, but also about the pressures faced by professional drivers in the competitive world of Formula One. As the show's narrative aims to captivate audiences, it sometimes strays from the reality of what transpired on race day. As the excitement for upcoming Formula One races builds, fans are eager for honesty, authenticity, and most importantly, thrilling competition, just like the memorable moments shared between Verstappen and Norris. In a recent discussion about Netflix's Drive to Survive, Max Verstappen made some interesting points regarding the portrayal of F1. Fans were quick to voice their criticisms, with one even saying, "This is one of the reasons why I can't watch this." It's clear that the show's dramatization isn't sitting well with everyone, especially with Verstappen himself. This isn't the first time Verstappen has pointed out that the show tends to blur the lines of reality. The Dutch driver has maintained a distance from interviews, expressing concerns over how he's depicted. He acknowledged, "Of course, I understand when you create a show, there needs to be drama, it needs to be exciting, but emphasized how vital it is to be portrayed accurately." He recalls sitting down with the producers to clarify his perspective on certain events. As Verstappen looks ahead, he remains cautious. He stated, "You don't really see a lot of me in Drive to Survive because I don't like doing it." It's clear that he's not keen on the format of traditional interviews, often feeling disconnected. His thoughts on the series were not very positive either. He admitted to watching just 2 episodes and was quite honestly unimpressed, desiring a narrative without the faked rivalries. On another note, as the new season of Drive to Survive unfolds, it brings to light 5 significant observations. Each episode captures pivotal moments that reflect the emotion and competitiveness of the sport. And speaking of reflections, Max's father, Jos Verstappen, recently had to address some nonsense rumors about his son possibly leaving Red Bull. Additionally, former F1 driver Johnny Herbert has been nudging Verstappen to consider a move to Aston Martin, suggesting it's time to evaluate whether all elements at Red Bull are functioning optimally. As we gear up for the Australian GP, Fans are eager to see how Max will perform after clinching the wins at the last two season openers. The anticipation is high, not just for the races ahead, but also for the dynamic changes within the F1 landscape. What's next for Verstappen and Red Bull remains a hot topic among fans and analysts alike. Stay tuned for more thrilling Formula One content and updates from the ever-changing world of motorsport. In the world of Formula One, change is constant, and rivalries often redefine themselves in thrilling ways. Today, we focus on an intriguing chapter in the Mercedes saga, one that's been ignited by the rising star, George Russell. After emerging victorious against the legendary Lewis Hamilton in the 2024 season, Russell's confidence shines brightly as he shares bold predictions about his future. It's noteworthy that George Russell and Lewis Hamilton have shared the track as teammates at Mercedes for 3 seasons. This year, however, marked a turning point for Russell. He believes that his recent accomplishments against Hamilton show that his time will come. This statement isn't just a casual remark, it's a testament to his hard work and determination. The 2024 season marked the final installment of this dynamic duo, as Hamilton decided to venture into new territory, signing with Ferrari for the upcoming seasons. This transition creates a fascinating backdrop, allowing us to witness Russell stepping into the limelight. Throughout the season, Russell excelled, demonstrating that he could not only match but outperform his esteemed teammate. For the first time, he comprehensively beat Hamilton, not just in points, but in qualifying performance, a feat only achieved by one other teammate in Hamilton's 18-year career. This achievement is monumental and speaks volumes about Russell's growth as a driver. In 2022, while Russell outscored Hamilton, it was 2024 that truly solidified his position as a formidable competitor. He clinched victory in their direct races, showcasing his capability under pressure. The results speak for themselves. Russell mentioned in an interview with the BBC, highlighting his pride in going head-to-head with someone of Hamilton's caliber. His acknowledgement of Hamilton as a legendary figure in F1, while simultaneously showcasing his own skills, illustrates Russell's respect and ambition. Russell's statistics over the 3 years say it all. He managed to finish ahead of Hamilton in more qualifying sessions and races during their time together. Such an achievement is monumental, especially when considering Hamilton's legacy as one of the greatest drivers of all time. At the end of 2021, statistically and in terms of perception, Lewis was the greatest of all time, Russell noted, emphasizing the gravity of his accomplishments. As he reflects on his journey and the competition faced, Russell states, "If this was a different time or a different era, if you finish ahead of Lewis Hamilton, you're a world champion." This bold prediction foreshadows Russell's ambitions for the future, indicating that he sees himself as a contender for the title in the seasons to come. With Hamilton's departure, the stage is set for Russell to truly shine and establish himself as a principal driver in Formula One. The excitement surrounding this transition in the Mercedes camp can't be overstated, and fans eagerly await the impact Russell will have without Hamilton by his side. As we enter a new chapter in the world of F1, George Russell stands ready to make his mark. Whether he can translate his recent success into championship glory remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: he is a force to be reckoned with, and his time is just beginning. George Russell is not just aiming to ride the coattails of current champions, he is clear on his ambitions. The 27-year-old asserts that a time will come when he's not just a contender, but a title fighter himself. "I know my time will come," Russell proclaimed with confidence. He understands that consistency in performance will be key in the years ahead. "Whether it's this year or next year, it'll come," he added. His determination is evident, especially as he reflects on his performances against Lewis Hamilton, widely regarded as the best driver of all time. Russell believes that if he maintains his trajectory, delivering impressive results like he has over the last 3 years, he'll not only find himself in the mix, but also secure a world championship title. It's worth noting that during their time as teammates, Russell and Hamilton both accumulated 689 points. Remarkably, Russell managed to edge Hamilton out, winning 3 Grand Prix to Hamilton's 2 over their 3-year partnership. This success has not gone unnoticed, as Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff backs him fully, claiming Russell possesses everything needed to become a world champion. He has developed and matured, Wolff remarked, underscoring Russell's evolution as a driver. This growth will be crucial as he takes on a leadership role, mentoring rookie driver Andrea Kimi Antonelli, who has raw speed and talent. The dynamic between these two will be interesting to watch, and I'll end, as both drivers push each other toward greatness. As Russell gears up for the upcoming season, the landscape of Formula One is constantly shifting. While Lewis Hamilton's future has raised some questions, such as his contemplation of driving for Ferrari, Russell appears poised to seize opportunities. His resilience and ambition suggest that he is not just a player in the game, but a contender ready to elevate himself to champion status. With exciting developments on the horizon, fans should keep an eye on George Russell. He is not just racing against others, he's ultimately racing against time to etch his name among the greats of Formula One. As the new season approaches, it's clear that ambitions are high, both at Mercedes and across the grid. The world of F1 is unpredictable, but one thing is certain: George Russell is a name you don't want to overlook. Honda is gearing up to take center stage in Formula One with the rollout of the new 2026 power unit regulations, and many experts predict they will emerge as a dominant force. This shift marks an exciting transformation in the sport, being the first major change since the hybrid regulations were introduced in 2014. The impending regulations will usher in a new era of enhanced electrification and the use of sustainable fuels, making this a pivotal moment for the manufacturers involved. Otmar Szafnauer, a prominent figure in the F1 community and former team principal at Aston Martin, holds a wealth of experience from his time with Honda. He believes that Honda possesses the resources and infrastructure needed to develop a powertrain that stands out. For years, the performance of power units has been relatively homogeneous due to a 4-year engine freeze. This stability meant that teams like Mercedes, Ferrari, Honda, and Renault all performed at a similar level, but that's about to change. With the 2026 regulations now set, teams are looking forward to the potential performance differentiation the new power units could bring. Honda, which previously stepped back as a factory supplier after the 2021 season, is ready to make a comeback as a full supplier by partnering with Lawrence Stroll's Aston Martin team. Meanwhile, Red Bull has taken a different route, teaming up with Ford to establish Red Bull powertrains. This new landscape will feature other industry heavyweights like Mercedes, Ferrari, and Audi. As we anticipate the 2026 season, many fans and analysts are eager to see which manufacturer can nail the new regulations right from the start. Given the right execution, the winning power unit could significantly influence the competitive dynamics in Formula One for years to come. Szafnauer feels optimistic about Honda's future in the sport, recalling their tumultuous yet fulfilling journey in Formula One. He noted the company's ability to rapidly improve, transforming from a team lacking competitiveness in the early 2000s to one that attained the highest power representation just a few years later. His insights about Honda's eagerness to achieve again in F1 stem from their recent successes with Red Bull Racing, where they clinched a drivers' championship in 2024. He remains confident that Honda, despite previous challenges, has learned from its past missteps. In 2015, Honda's initial entry into the hybrid era with McLaren didn't go as planned, facing criticism and struggles. However, the connection with Red Bull yielded positive outcomes, as Honda quickly adapted and became race winners. As we look ahead to 2026, the pressure is on Honda to produce a top-tier powertrain that can deliver results in a highly competitive arena. Szafnauer suggests that if Honda doesn't break through to the top right away, it won't take long for them to rise. The potential for innovation and the pursuit of excellence within F1's historic teams signals an electrifying future. Stay tuned as we cover this exciting journey and the performances that will shape the sport for years to come. Whether you're a die-hard fan or a casual viewer, the evolution of Honda in F1 is something to watch closely. As Honda gears up for the 2026 Formula One season, there's a deep sense of anticipation about their new powertrain. Executives like Koji Watanabe, president of Honda Racing Corporation, acknowledged that developing this new engine isn't straightforward. He confessed, "We are struggling, but they are committed to showcasing their advancements next year." The challenge is significant. The new specifications require a compact but powerful electric motor, alongside developing lightweight batteries and small yet powerful engines. Watanabe candidly shared, "Everything is new. Everything is very difficult, but we try our best." Experts like Otmar Safnauer, who has a wealth of experience in F1, are keeping a close eye on Honda's progress. He emphasizes that even if Honda faces struggles initially, they have the talent and resources to overcome challenges swiftly. He stated, "If they are struggling, those struggles won't be for a long time. They will get on top of it, and I've seen it time and again." This raises an interesting question for teams about their power unit choices for 2026. Safnauer, who was pivotal in the decision to choose Mercedes for Force India back in 2014, believes that while Honda has the potential to create an outstanding powertrain, Mercedes might have the upper hand at the beginning of the new regulations. He reflected on his past decision, saying, "Gun to my head at 3 in the morning. If I get it wrong, you're going to pull the trigger, I'd go with Mercedes." This insight highlights the intense competition between engine manufacturers and the delicate balancing act teams must consider when making crucial decisions. With all of these developments in play, the story of Honda's return to F1 brings excitement not just for the brand, but for the entire sport. The ramifications of these advancements will undoubtedly shape the landscape of racing. Keep watching as we track Honda's journey and the critical performances that will define the future of Formula One.